Hello,
Good evening, everybody.
Damn.
Welcome to the show. First, we have Jack Gunski. Hey, Jack.
I wish there was a video game I could be watching in the background while we talk.
I know it's just the desire.
Better?
Oh, thank you.
Good now. Before I begin, I would like to direct your attention to the pinned comment in chat. You will find 4 GoFundMes for the High Plains Food Bank and for Ariaga. Hey, Camel and Maddy. All these are good causes and good people who fallen on hard times and could use a little help. Anything you can give is greatly appreciated. I'm going to play the intro. So, go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
welcome to the Midnight Show.
I am too.
With the Midnight Crew. Rotncorpse, Angela Origa, James Colley, WillItForge, and our host, with special guest Gunski. With that, ladies and gentlemen, let us begin.
Again, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the show. Wednesday was the Navajo Code Talker Day. You know, these mad lads helped us win World War II with their native language. And I wouldn't have known about them until we watched Wind Talkers with the movie Riding.
Yes.
Excellent movie with Nicolas Cage. So we're gonna watch a little short documentary about them. Let me pull it up here. It's only 7 minutes long. I'll be sure to talk through it so we don't get in any trouble.
I'll be right back.
Trouble on your last one.
I know. All right. So
I had super annoyed because I was gonna go watch and I was like, "What? I know these people talk like crazy over these things."
I'll tell you about it later.
The year is 1942. The Second World War is at its height, and since Japan's attack on Pearl Harbor, American strikes on outposts in the Pacific have increased. Japanese and German forces were tapping into American military communication lines intently, but their
it's so weird not hearing like World War II history or World War I history from the fat electrician, because this sounds like that's doing her makeup in the background.
it just sounds wrong. And it's like, come on, give the detail.
Yeah, I'm waiting for
today. We're gonna be talking about they messed with the boat.
I'm waiting to see like some white woman in the corner pausing every 30 seconds so that she could go, "Wow."
No, that's the other reaction video.
Yeah.
Any results anymore. Why? All messages were being encrypted by Navajo code talkers.
Arizona!
And that was the Wind Talker movie.
Yep. Can't believe they took that
You
movie
see,
and fucking did a
codifying
black and white
messages
thing
is
of it.
standard practice
Yeah.
during wartime. What wasn't standard practice was ciphering a Native American language that had no written alphabet to begin with. Navajo was one such language.
Yeah, you start with a language that almost nobody talks, and then inside the language you talk in code on top of that. Even modern AI can't break that.
Mm-hmm.
But it gets even better because the Japanese and the Axis forces had no fucking clue what they were saying. Like, even if they could, they like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, and that's the thing is, it's encryption squared. Basically, it's okay if you manage to break the code, you still don't know the language.
Yeah. Like you don't know what
unlike
the
the
fuck they
Enigma
talking about.
machine, where as soon as you understood the mechanical concepts of it and the encryption that it added, anybody could decipher it.
All right, let's continue.
You're watching Explore Mode, and today we're learning about Navajo code talkers. First things first, what are code talkers? Well, code talkers were people
I assume
recruited by the
someone knows
military
code.
during wartime to encrypt
Yeah.
messages
You'd
using
think.
a little-known language.
Yeah,
The term is usually used in reference to Native American code talkers who served in both the Second and First World War, transmitting tactical messages using an encoded version of their native tongue.
I mean, with how the military's
first
done
and
stuff,
the-
it would not be too surprising for people like, what are code talkers? Oh, that's the guy who drives trucks.
Well, I mean, we can't have our enemies knowing what their actual job duties are and
Yeah.
everything like that. And one of the things
Gotta get a
that
truck driver.
one of the things you don't think about too much when you're going through is like, yeah, the Japanese and the Germans couldn't break the code and everything. We also couldn't break it. The only reason the communication worked is because we had a Navajo at each side of the communication line.
Mhm.
Yeah. In the movie Wind Talkers, like their first order, like if they were ever captured, like their first order was just to kill them.
Yep.
Like we can't let you fall in. You are far too valuable to fall into enemy hands. We have to kill you.
Yeah, it's like the damage that was done to Germany when we finally stole an Enigma machine
Yep.
with the latest encryption.
Mm.
We do that. We stole a submarine that they thought couldn't be saved.
Oh yeah, that was one I think we were actively putting back together while it was sinking.
Yes,
Cool.
and Fat Electrician's got one on that. You can. It's the U505. It's in Chicago. It's part of the Museum of Science and Industry. I've been,
and then it's really
twice.
funny because during the war as well, like Germany would go through and would take fucking people from other countries that they'd taken over and been like, hey, guess what? You're part of the German army now. And they took like a Polish guy or something that they had on there that knew how to do some of the stuff on there. And when it got brought up that he is actually Polish and not, he's doing that because he has to, basically. They're like, well,
Polish and not a Nazi.
Yeah, they're like, well, you want to help fuck these guys over? And he's just like, bet.
I mean, yeah, well, it was.
I'm in. Come on, do it.
Yeah, it was.
Go on, do me. Wait, where I'm thinking.
The Hunter Killer pack with the destroyer screen did enough damage that the Germans were certain that the U-boat was beyond saving.
Yep.
So they did their standard practice of surfacing to let the sailors out, and the Americans had a boarding party ready.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, where the entire crew that knew the ship inside and out was convinced that it was going to sink and couldn't be saved, and then went and did their own damage control by setting scuttling charges. The Americans went through a series of, we're going to send people on board who don't know the ship and don't know your language to just try and save it. And they were like 80% there, and then they got this Polish guy, and they were 100% there.
Yeah.
See, that's where the German army fucked up massively. Instead of getting true believers, they scripted as they went, and you demoralized your army essentially.
Yeah, I mean, there's you go for something like that. It doesn't hurt your cause to do a certain form of conscription from the the ones that you've taken over, but it's got to be a voluntary. It's not like hey, we've pressed you into service now. It's, hey, we have liberated your wonderful country, and we're hoping you'll help us with more. Who wants to join up? If you don't, great. You get to carry on, continue your life free under us versus the oppression you knew before.
Yes, like again, you shouldn't. You gang press people. You force them in, and they're unhappy.
And the Germans were big on forcing into the military service, forcing into the construction. They had a lot of equipment that failed just because they forced conscripted people that they were otherwise killing into producing munitions for them.
Yep.
Well, every take out of this factory is going to have a few problems.
And again, that's where they fucked up. It is all right in the I can't remember which war. Rome did not forcefully conscript the people they conquered. Like they knew they were going in and it was going to be a brutal fucking slog. And if they were going to hold that area, they were going to have to do people like from Rome. So it meant a slow march.
Well, I mean, when it came to conquest, Rome knew what they were doing.
Yeah. But
they had lots of problems. When it came to conquest, they knew what they were doing. Sorry, not trying to get too off track, but want to make sure that we've got enough breaking up the content of this too. Try not to get claimed and everything. And all of this stuff is fascinating. And as Rotten said, it's just wrong not to have this coming from Bad Electrician. He's probably got a video. He's probably got a video on Navico Code Talkers. Think about it.
One of these days we'll have to look at it.
Clickety clackety clackety.
The Indian language used as code in the First World War was Choctaw, the language of a Native American tribe originally from the southeastern United States. 19 Choctaw soldiers joined American infantry forces and passed on messages using their native tongue. The language was so foreign to enemy forces that stories tell of Germans tapping into American communications and thinking that they were using a special device to record their voices underwater. But by the time the Second World War came, many Japanese scholars had already studied Native American languages, so the U.S. had to think of other options.
That's amazing. Like they didn't break the code, but they understood. And oh shit, that's what they were using.
Yeah, they couldn't break the code, but they understood that this was just a native language, and so they studied the native languages, which is where you get the. We're gonna up the difficulty on this because we're gonna put in people that speak a language that nobody outside the tribe knows. It doesn't have a written language. You can't study it in the university because nobody in the university can teach it because nobody in the university knows it.
Because you can't write shit down.
Yeah, hey, there's no textbook for this.
It all had to be oral tradition. But let me continue.
That's where Philip Johnston comes in. The story goes that Philip Johnston, the son of missionaries who worked in a Navajo reservation, was flipping through the pages of a newspaper when he saw that American troops were looking for newer and harder to decipher Native American language-based code. They were already working with Comanches, Choctaws, Hopis, Cherokees, among other Native American languages. Having grown up listening and speaking Navajo, Johnston knew it was the perfect language to encrypt the Marine Corps' messages. Why? At the time, Navajo was an unwritten language, which means there was no alphabetical representation of its sounds. That made it almost impossible to transliterate. It could only be interpreted by native speakers.
Again, some of our best inventions were because of war.
Oh yeah.
Almost all of our best inventions were because of war.
It makes me kind of wonder because I hear about all of this brilliant strategic shit coming from, and it like weird unexpected stuff like inventing the computer to break Enigma, or
making a weapon of mass destruction that's actually more lethal than the atomic bomb that's done with bats.
The stuff we did with statistics in how to deploy where to shield airplanes. I hear about all of this stuff the Americans were doing. I don't hear so much about what the other side was doing, because they must have been doing stuff like that too. We just don't hear about it.
Well, half of it is because when they were defeated, most of their scientists ran to us.
Well, I know that, but the thing is that they were all working on nuclear weapons or fusion weapons.
They were, but did you know that? Hold on.
Also, in a lot of cases as well, majority of them were doing a lot of the same things, just in a little bit different of a variation of it.
Well, one of the things you run into, and this is I really love the Fat Electrician too, and everything, is he points out basically how many of these things came about basically just because the grunts wanted to fill a need, like the M2 Stinger, which they strategically transferred equipment to an alternate location, being the machine guns from an aircraft, cobbled together a gun that was lighter than the machine guns that they had, but at the same time higher rate of fire, deadly accurate, at least the American standards of accuracy by volume and everything. And just like he closes out that one video, he's talking about, if Elon Musk really wants to get to Mars, you just tell the bunch of Marines that there's bad guys on Mars that need killing, because even if they have to hike, they'll be there next week. They'll figure out a way to make it happen.
Well, it's like the old joke is, if you throw a rock into it's like if you were to put a rock in a locked
Night
room
Diggy, sorry about that. And hot tried it.
If you put a rock in a room with a bunch of Marines and you lock them in, they'll either find a way to break the rock or get it pregnant.
Did you know that the Germans had a railgun? In theory, it could work. It was a mounted gun with several explosive charges along the barrel to keep the bullet moving, or the shell moving. However, it fucked up after so many uses because they were using pressurized explosions to keep the bullet or the round propelled. It theoretically could have hit Be Safe in Munich, Germany, and hit London. And it was on a rail, a train.
Well, I mean, Big Bertha, they were shelling London from the mainland with Big Bertha. So I mean,
but this kind of goes back to my original point, which is, it sounds like the Germans had some very great stuff with conventional weaponry. Mm-hmm. I know railgun isn't exactly the most conventional, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
What about the weird tactical stuff that the Americans were trying all over the place? Weren't they doing anything like that over in Germany?
Yeah, they had to be. Well, they were winning the war, so they really didn't have to be inventive. Like I would assume they didn't start inventing or manipulating things until they started losing. But when you're losing, you got to get inventive to win. Hence the code talkers.
Well, one of the things that you have to realize too is a lot of things Germany during the war, they did less of their own invention versus appropriating the tactics and ideas of others. Like the Blitzkrieg. They didn't invent that.
Nope.
They stole that from America's Tank Daddy.
Yep.
Where we just bummed the fuck out of something until it stopped moving.
Not to be confused with War Daddy. That's a different person. Well, like, Germans are actually responsible for the first actual full auto assault rifle.
Really?
The STG-44.
Mm-hmm.
Mag-fed, intermediate cartridge, full. It's like select fire. They went with, but at the time, the Fuhrer really liked submachine guns.
Oh, in the video game Medal of Honor Allied Assault, there's a level where they introduce that gun, and hot damn, even in the video game, you can tell it's a nice gun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and some of it you run it, they end up making stupid decisions like that. Sometimes you get into the you made it first, then we made it better.
I mean, hell, that's like you can say flat out how everyone tries to say how the AK is so much better than the AR, not realizing that the AK is based off the fucking M1 Garand.
Again, if you want to talk stupid decisions in the war, invading Russia during fucking winter.
Well, that's right up there with attacking America's boats.
Hold on,
it's just
hold on. In that one, you have to remember the smart or the dumb thing wasn't just attacking Russia in the winter; it was breaking your treaty that you already had with Russia.
Yeah,
don't forget, Russia was actively trading with Germany. Like, yeah, there's the whole thing of like how they tried to warn the rest of the allies and whatnot, but instead they still made a thing. And Angela's here.
Okay.
But yeah,
sorry,
like,
Angela.
They had their whole thing of like the supposed warning, but then made freaking treaties and were actively trading with the Nazis and everything. So
yeah, and the thing with that,
the Russia was just doing it to whatever can go see the big fat cock.
It's not a tactical thing though; it's a pride thing. The Nazis and the Russians were always going to fight because they're two branches of the same ideology, and that ideology is known for infighting.
Well, not even that. They've gone to war. Like, they historically have been at war for fucking ever.
Yeah,
like,
there was little doubt that they were going to end up fighting each other
at some point.
And,
yes,
little doubt that one of them was going to stab the other one in the back. And the question is who? Germany definitely jumped the gun on that one, though. They're trying to they were going to be proactive rather than reactive. And they did that attack when they actually had a stable peace of sorts with Russia that was keeping Russia from doing any fighting back to Germany. And they brought Russia actively against them in winter by invading Russia in winter, which nobody, Grunts might do it, and Grunts will probably work out how to make it win, but no rational person,
no army that has ever invaded Russia during the winter has ever found success. Because Russian winters are so fucking harsh.
Yeah, learn from Napoleon.
Hold on.
Yeah.
In that whole thing as well, there is a subset of the ones of Russians that won't deal with that either, and that's when the trees start speaking Finnish.
Okay.
If the tree's speaking Finnish, everybody's in for a bad day.
You about to come, James?
Well,
and you better.
With Germany, they always like to do things from behind. I mean, have you seen how kinky those fuckers are?
God damn it, James. I tried
They're
with
full
you.
on into all that kinky shit, so of course they're going to do things from behind.
Again, if the Fuhrer was smart, if the people advising him was smart, what he'd have done was finish taking Europe, march into Africa, finish taking Africa, rest his troops for a while, and then deal with Russia and America. Like, literally decimate all of Europe before they jumped in.
What was the tactical advantage of invading Africa? Because usually when I think of Africa, I think of just in
the First World War, the tactical advantage was to another launching point and the resources hidden there.
Mm-hmm.
So it was mainly just for resources then. Okay, that I can kind of get. But like as far as location goes, it doesn't seem like it's particularly close to anything, and it's still.
If I'm not mistaken, I don't believe the Allies even flushed them out of there. Most of the people that flushed them out of there were other Africans, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Oh, the Allies did they had several active campaigns removing Germany from Africa, and very successful ones at that.
I mean, just
Hey,
I
Andrew,
just
I'm
it
sorry
just
if you-
I'm sorry. It just blows my mind. Like, why the fuck would you want to go to Africa? It's such a shitty place.
Yeah,
a
but it's
shitty
still a shitty place with resources that you could tap into and feed into your war machine.
It's
And
got.
I don't.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's the reason why we had the last war chief was during World War II. Or that's where he did everything, because quite literally they barely had, like, they were going into Africa and things like that, like he said, to get resources, predominantly looking at oil.
I mean, again, it was when your war machine is literally marching over all of Europe, you still need resources, and you need to get them fairly close to your center of power, which would be somewhere around that area. Let me continue playing this. And again, hey Angela, how you been?
Okay. I'm sore as hell. I just got back from the arcade with my roommates. It was my younger nephew, as I call him, Nefri.
Nefri.
His 11th birthday. His name's Jeffrey.
Okay.
I call him Nefri. He's one of the few people in the world that gets to away with calling me Angie, because it's short for Auntie and Angela.
All right, we were just watching the Code Talker video. It's just a short little. God damn it, weren't they? It was just a short little video I found.
We've been making it longer by being truly reactive in a number of ways and going off topic, because happy claim idiot's going to copy claim no matter what. But you
The
reduced
recruitment
likelihood.
process was complicated. The Marine Corps had to find Navajo men who were both bilingual and met the physical requirements to join them. Some code talkers volunteered to participate in the program. Others were drafted, and many falsified documents because they were underage, some as young as 15.
Damn.
Apart from participating in boot camp,
Oh yeah,
the men had to develop
dude.
the
World
code
War
themselves.
One and World War
Literal
II had
translations
some
were useful but
ridiculousness of
easier
it
to
comparatively to
decipher,
what we do now.
so they had to come up with a new.
Would you say, Rod? I couldn't hear
I
you.
said World War One and World War II had some ridiculousness of people who, like, quite literally would just lie about their age to get in.
Lie about
there
cheating on eye exams.
There was one kid that got into the Navy on on a ship that ended up being bombed, and they didn't find out his real age until they were supposed to give him like the Medal of Honor, and he ended up court-martialed instead.
I was going to say as well, there was also a guy, he joined the military. He joined the military, the guard really, and it was coming up on World War II, and he was expecting. He's like, we need to get into this. This is going to go into that, and because they didn't, he basically abandoned his post, went up to Canada because Canada was already involved in it, joined their whole thing.
Yeah,
was over there until basically they got it that. He was like, okay, I'll go back and help the Americans. That whole thing. They're like, wait a minute, you've been AWOL for like 6 fucking years. So we're going to reduce your rank and then have you go back in.
Yeah, I watched that fat electrician video too.
Yeah, wasn't that the one that's like basically, they kind of kicked him out and brought him back as a punishment?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. All right. Sorry, James. Let me get you quickly. All right. Continuing.
New method. The Marine Corps decided to use substitution instead. There were two
And
types
pause
of
it for a
codes.
second again. And I want to say, technically, I think you might have been wrong, Will, on the tank thing. I want to say the tank thing for Tank Daddy was actually
War
British.
Daddy. Oh
no.
No. Okay. Yeah, I think you're right.
The one who came up with the Blitzkrieg was a British one, and when they were starting that whole thing, the guys who were originally doing that were trying to treat it like regular cavalry, so they would basically stop the tank, try to use it as if it was a a positioned cannon, and then have every other guy get out and use their rifles that way.
Right, I remember that because he's one of the few non-Americans that the Fat Electrician speaks very highly of.
And then finally, like Churchill was, I think it was like Churchill and the Crown were basically like, look, shut the fuck up. He's trying to protect our goddamn country. And if you don't fucking stop this, I will court-martial you all.
Damn. I have an appreciation for Churchill.
2 codes and Type 1 codes. Type 2 codes were direct translations. Type 1 codes worked with substitution. Coders assigned a Navajo word for each letter of the alphabet and spelled out entire messages to each other. So for example, spelling out the word code would work like this. They replaced the letter C with mosi, the Navajo word for cat. The letter O was replaced with nesja, the Navajo word for owl. The D would be tlechae, or dog in Navajo. And E would be ze, or elk in Navajo. Mosi nesja tlechae ze, code. They also created special code words for certain implements of war. For example, the code word for a patrol plane was gagi, or crow in Navajo. A minesweeper was called cha'a, the Navajo word for beaver.
Now this person's getting more into like a little more into what they actually went with for it.
I mean, again, this code literally won us the war, or helped us win the war. Like,
wait a second. So what you're saying is, the Indian or Navajo word for ship was beaver.
No, minesweeper. It was a particular ship.
And it's not what it was for, that's not a direct translation of it. It's what they were using for it.
It's a substitution.
Stop trying to make a freaking dirty joke out of it, James.
Too late. This is James.
One of the reasons that made Navajo a difficult language to decipher, apart from the fact that very few people spoke it at the time, is the fact that it's a tonal language. That means that differences in pitch and inflection can change the meaning of a word. Navajo has 4 tones for its vowels: low, high, rising, and falling.
Okay.
Other tonal languages in the world include Chinese, Vietnamese, and Thai.
Which is why they scare me.
The Navajo code talkers memorized all substitutions during training, and according to the CIA, they were able to encode, send, and decode a message in just 2 minutes during drills.
Damn.
The Navajo code had proven to be a success. Roughly 400 Navajos participated in the Code Talker program, and their efforts were key to the success of Allied forces in crucial moments, such as the Battle of Iwo Jima, where they sent over 800 messages back and forth without a single mistake. Major Howard Connor, who was the signal officer of the Code Talkers at Iwo Jima, is quoted as saying, "Were it not for the Navajos, the Marines would never have taken Iwo Jima."
Do you know that flag was actually a flag from a ship that they had basically put up with like clothes wire to hold up, and it was a freaking drainage tubing that they were putting in the ground. And even though there was another thing that was happening at the time frame that was more impressive, that was a better publicity shot, and that's why it was used.
Yeah.
One of the best publicity displays in the war.
Yeah.
I mean, at least during World War II is when we still had like generals being generals. It wasn't until we started hitting
commanded from the front.
Well, it wasn't until we started hitting like the Korean War and then the Vietnam War and things like that to where politicians started getting involved.
Yeah.
What looks better on film?
Okay, if we're going to go with what looks better on film, don't forget we had people actively recording trench warfare.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
you mean we have videos of slam firing?
Yeah. But we're talking about how the whole thing of like, for like, we were using bombers predominantly, and we could bomb with precision by putting, a 600-pound bomb straight up someone's asshole. But the way the politicians went, we're like, no, you can only take this one specific route. No veering of it. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So we can hit the anti-aircraft guns. No, you can't do it because they might have Chinese diplomats there.
Or Russian
Fuck you, that we're
soldiers.
at war. Like, all right, what is done in
Because,
war.
again,
Yes.
this is why politicians should not be in charge of the military.
You're right.
When it comes to actual military actions that are like this, that's why the Afghanistan war went for as long as it did, when quite literally the Afghanistan war tier would be like someone coming into your house, beating the shit out of you for 20 years every fucking day, and then basically like, all right, I'm gonna leave, and you're like, I won because I'm still here. I can't speak very well. I can't see out of one eye, and I got a tooth left.
All right, so in one of my favorite war stories, the Roman 3 Kingdoms, there was a codex.
If
Like,
you ever want to hear that one of like explaining that one, oh god, I can't remember who's on there, but it's Fat Electrician and the Unsubscribed podcast, and they have Habitual Line Crosser there.
To quote Atari Diamantis, politicians shouldn't be in charge. You could have ended the sentence there, to be honest.
Yeah,
he's not wrong.
Yeah.
All right, so and they keep bringing up when a general is given orders to march, even his lord can't call him back until he's completed his task, and has full reign to do what he wants. Yo, Keith, politicians just fuck shit up.
Yeah, there is literally no limit when it comes to a matter of war, any kind of military conflict. There is no limit on a politician's ability to seize defeat from the jaws of victory. I mean, even the Lions might win occasionally, but politicians will guarantee you lose every time.
If I'm not mistaken, MacArthur wanted to completely destroy the communist element in China, and he got held back. Like, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was MacArthur.
Well, it's kind of like officially we won Vietnam. The war was over on a specific date. And then the politicians doubled down, and over the next 2 years, we took and lost from the victory.
Look at the Afghan withdrawal.
Yeah, the Afghan withdrawal. We had a complete plan in place. Everything set was going to be beyond textbook perfect withdrawal, and our president could not have his political opponent having any kind of victory. So he scrapped that, changed everything, and screwed the whole freaking thing up.
It wasn't about the victory. It was about the photo optics for 9/11.
It was the optics of it.
No,
well,
it was literally photo op for 9/11.
It was a bit of both. It's like, one, he can't have the win. Two, if we change this up, we get a photo op that, is supposed to look good. And of course it didn't, because, well,
they went and fucked it up royally.
Nice.
Yes.
Wow.
All right. It's only a little bit more.
This is some of the dumb shit I get to do with my new mic.
Oh, sweet. Hold on.
Yep.
Joey Kyivedam was a Navajo soldier fighting in the Philippines when Japan took over in 1942. He was captured and imprisoned. Once the Japanese figured out he was Navajo, they sent him to a prison in Japan and demanded him to try to decode the messages they had intercepted. But it was impossible. Kyivedam spoke Navajo, but he wasn't trained in Navajo code. To him, the messages were as confusing as they were to the Japanese. Of course, his captors were not pleased with his performance. Kyivedam endured months of torture, but he not only survived life as a POW in Japan, he also survived the Bataan Death March and the bombing of Nagasaki.
Oh God!
Dude.
Oh my God!
Dude,
I
in
salute
Japan,
the code talkers, and even if I knew about their code, I wouldn't tell the Japanese.
Like, don't get me wrong, I have a lot of appreciation for Japan in the now. And it's because they basically had to lose a war and have a lot of shit happen to them. But especially for when generals or politicians would have military members surrender and everything. Oh God, they were they were treated fucking like Japanese. Like they want to talk about how the Germans did. The Japanese were fucking brutal to surrendered POWs.
The Japanese were pretty. You can't understand what you're saying when you do that.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to hear you.
Honestly, in this group, it's hard to hear myself.
I understand that, Jack.
Nah, but all this shit is amazing. Like, we dropped the sun twice.
Yeah, we weaponized.
There's people that are trying to say that because of the Russians attacking some other island a few days later, even though the fucking emperor had been like, "Nope, we're done."
Yeah, no, it's like you got the U.S. going. Here comes the sun,
blinded by the light. Sorry, but that's what the fuck happened.
Yeah, anybody looking at that thing when it went off? Oh my!
Let's finish this up. There's only a little bit more left.
The Code Talkers returned to America quietly. No one but their peers knew of the critical role they played in the war, mainly because the program remained classified until 1968. At that time, the code was still used to relay classified information during the Korean and Vietnam War. The first public recognition of the Code Talkers would come decades later in 2001, when then-President George W. Bush held a ceremony honoring 21 Code Talkers with gold and silver medals. 3 of the remaining Code Talkers were honored again in 2017 by President Donald Trump. The Navajo Nation today extends 27,673 square miles, covering areas in Arizona, New Mexico, and Utah. 250,000 Navajo people live in it, and they have their own flag and presidential elections. According to a 2010 census, 170,000 people speak Navajo in their homes. However, many fear the language will eventually be replaced by English, as the number of fluent speakers is dwindling. As for Code Talkers, few are still alive today, but their legacy and their service will live on.
The only way
If
the
you liked
Navajo
this
language
video,
is
hit the
really
thumb-
going to survive is if they actually bring pretty much outsiders in to learn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only way. Again, it was August 14th was the National Code Talker Day, Navajo Code Talker Day, and because I couldn't do anything particularly, I wanted to do something on my show today. We honor these mad lads who basically carried that war on their back and fucking won it for us. So I propose we all raise a cup or a drink to him.
I would say it's a mixture because like Lafayette did a whole bunch of shit as well, or like did quite a bit of stuff as well.
Mhm.
There were definitely a few different ones that put a big change in it. Like they helped dramatically. So it's not going away from what they did, but they weren't the only ones who did it.
Oh yeah, I mean there were plenty of others, but their code literally allowed us to hit strategic locations, and it could not be translated, and it fucking confused the fuck out of our enemies.
Kept vital tasks secret well beyond the time necessary to have them be successful, and kept our enemies confused. And confusing your enemy is like one of the very first basics in tactics.
Oh yeah, that's like most people also forget about how there was a basically a guy who ended up becoming a spy because Hitler or because the German army pissed him off. And then like, oh, he became a spy. It's like, well, he ended up playing both sides, and he's like one of the only people to have like a Medal of Honor from the Allied side or from the, like America, but also an Iron Cross from the Nazis.
Yeah,
Well,
that
it
one was funny. I liked that story.
Will, read that.
Let's see. Blinded by the light, held up like a loofah by the foreman of the night.
No, you gotta say it, damn it.
Oh, no way. I don't have much in the way of standards. I got some.
Tyr, you have a lovely way of just murdering a joke to death.
Right?
I can't strangle a joke.
Take any joke and hand it to Tyr, and
it will be beaten down within like
he will turn
20 seconds.
He will turn it into like a national crisis.
Right.
Stop. He's already dead.
Stop.
He's not wrong, Tyr.
I love you guys too.
I have talked to you about this before.
I don't have many limits, but I got some.
Yes, Tyr.
I just put the 2 articles you wanted to read into chat. Pick them at your leisure.
2 articles I wanted to read?
Yes, God damn it. The Olympics. And I have to re-download this.
Oh, I didn't. I actually didn't intend for that to, but okay.
I'm still not gonna lie. The memes from the breakdancer are fucking hysterical.
Just super.
Those are
stoked that a hometown girl made good. What? Oh God.
Oh, I was saying I just love how the memes from the thing for the break, and like I've seen that one when she's got her foot up and whatnot, because she's doing like what looks like it's supposed to be something from Thriller, and someone put her as photoshopped her into the curb stomping scene from American History X.
And the second one, the one.
The second one first.
I was about to say the second one. You don't read that one because that one just had the medal winners and.
What?
Can I just say regarding the breakdancing lady, it's not often that you can make fun of someone at the Olympics and not feel bad for making fun of a retard.
Well, this is actually a really good breakdancer who went to the Olympics, not that weird Australian whatever
Jack,
that was. I'm sorry, Terry, that is nothing to do with you.
I would almost feel bad laughing at the person if it was the Special Olympics. Almost.
Well, that was the joke.
I mean, quite literally, this was almost the equivalent of, hey, we're going to throw a normal person in the category so you can see how it actually is.
No, it's like they sent her out there. She did. It was like if they took a person off the street, put her in the ring, and she said, I don't know what to do. I've never breakdanced before. And they said, it's in your heart.
Go get him, Tiger.
Believe in the heart of the dance.
That's kind of what she did.
Believe in the ball and throw yourself.
Kind of exact and throw yourself. Fuck. Okay.
You are one with the ball. Throw the ball.
What is that one
All right.
from? Is that from... That's not from... That from Shriek, if you know what I did last Friday the 13th?
What?
It might be.
All right.
If you get quicker, you dance break.
All right. USA's Sunny Choi, Logan Edra.
Wait, let me put it up. Share screen, breakdown.
Why was it not already up?
Because it's Tyr.
I love you guys.
We've been talking for like 3 minutes.
No, I was trying to see what the other one was, make sure it was properly archived, and then I realized all it is just a bunch of breakdown of the gold medal winners.
Oh, that was the one that I sent you because I thought it was ridiculous that the freaking article basically was saying that the Olympics was great because more women won gold medals than men did.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? All right. USA's Sunny Choi, Logan Edra knocked out in round robin stage of Olympic breaking. Paris, Team USA missed out on the podium in breaking after both of its B-girls, Sunny and Logistics, failed to advance past the round-robin stage at the 2024 Paris Olympics. B-girl Logistics ultimately fell victim to a brutal draw, having to go against two of the clear contenders for medals, B-girl Nika of Lithuania and B-girl Sissy of France. Logistics, whose real name is Logan Edra, lost her battle to Nika 2-0 and needed to sweep Sissy in her third round, which was always going to be tough, given Sissy's talent and the support of a hometown crowd. They ended up splitting 2 rounds, leaving Logistics just short of the top 8. It was
almost sounds like she broke.
Actually, what the problem was, I watched this round. The problem was really that she was actually street breaking, and the other person was going by what was required in, like what moves specifically were required in the competition.
So you have somebody who, the difference between somebody who has a natural ability and talent with gymnastics, but doesn't know the requirements of the routine, but can perform very well, but doesn't know what they're supposed to perform, so they miss out on this is worth these points, these are required parts of the routine, etc., etc. So you have
basically she has natural ability and competes on the street versus
you're not necessarily worse than this person. You just missed on stuff you had to do.
Yeah, she competes in like actual dancing competitions, not in the Olympics, to where they're like, you have to do this, 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 and this, and then you can do whatever in between.
Exactly.
But I mean, shit, you want to see some weird things? Look at the freaking Olympics of like the 1930s compared to the, or like the 1920s compared to now. The gymnastics and all that shit, their routines now, oh god, they put those people to shame.
Damn.
Oh, dude, you look at the stuff they had, like they were doing back at the old Olympics when they were, you know, being broadcast in black and white compared to the shit they do now, and you're like, yeah, people definitely been using drugs.
Well, also remember, Olympics back in the day was meant to be more of something for the common man, and today it's more like now they look at the statistical averages, and our country sends the absolute best and see exactly what rules we can get away with.
Well, it used to be that you couldn't have like professional athletes, and now it's like, okay, the pros are fine. Bring in your pros and everything, and all kinds of changes as far as that goes. And you run into the different countries that try to pull various shenanigans. Like, I don't know if they did it this time, but at previous summer games, China with like, hey, this person competed last year in women's gymnastics in this international competition where the highest age allowed is 14. And this year they're competing in the Olympics where the lowest age allowed is 16. And yeah, 8 months have passed between those two. But yeah, this person is still qualified to be there because we say they are.
I mean, are you going to tell China they can't in their own land?
Yeah.
That's where it's a good thing you don't have me involved, because I certainly want to be like, hey, I understand you're hosting. That doesn't let you break the rules. So, I mean, and that's like, okay, I'm willing to believe that she's actually 16. But if she's 16, you have to explain to the athletic bodies, powers that be, how she was competing last year in a 14 and under competition. Like, okay, she's legit for the Olympics, then you gotta
somewhere
about that. something. I'm not saying she's too young for the Olympics specifically. I'm saying that if she wasn't too old for this competition, she's too young for the Olympics. Pick one.
Yep.
Either way, she's disqualified from one of the competitions. Medals are being returned and stuff. And I don't care that China hosted it for that. That doesn't let you break the rules. Not that say doesn't mean you're not going to try. I mean, I think everybody tries at some point or another, as far as on a national level.
Kind of like the old saying goes: "If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying."
But you run into when you get down to the governing bodies that are supposed to be actually looking for and addressing matters of cheating and everything, to say, yeah, we know there's this irreconcilable inconsistency here, but we're going to look the other way because it's China, or we're going to look the other way because it's China and they're hosting. No, you don't get to do that.
Like, look, you get home court advantage. That's it. You don't get to do everything else.
You get home court advantage, and you don't get you can't break the rules.
Like, respect the fact you tried to cheat, but no, you got busted. Fucking take the L and the walk of shame.
All right, go ahead, Angela.
It was definitely one of those, damn, they might be the hardest battles of the whole bracket, Logistics said. She still envisioned herself moving along in the competition and purposefully saved her best moves for Nika and Sissy, and then dig deeper into her bag for Amy of Japan, should the two cross paths in the knockout round. Logistics thought she had smoked Nika in the first round of their battle and said she'll have to watch it back to see if she agrees with the judges. And honestly, I thought she did better too.
But if you're dealing with it is, hey, yeah, you're technically better, but you didn't do this, you didn't do this, you didn't do this. I mean, that's
it was a technical loss.
I'm pretty sure that it was just certain moves that she was supposed to include that she missed or didn't hit them as long as the other person did.
It was more of a technical loss where you know how in boxing you can get a technical knockout, which isn't a physical knockout. It's just technique, or you did enough shit that it counts as a fucking knockout.
Either way, they were both really good. It's just Logistics was smoother.
I think this article has a video, so we could probably look at it after.
That's pretty much the important part. If you want to watch the video, that's good.
Can everybody see it?
Unfortunately.
Go to hell. Oh, fuck. I can't because it's an archive. Man. Hold on. Be right back.
You're going to see if you can find it someplace else?
Oh, no. I'm just going to pull the archive. I was going to pull the actual site up and then looking from the actual site.
Okay. Cool.
Now, Rotten, you and I both know it's not a war crime the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And like I said, though, for my still personal favorite, and I think it irked Angela a bit when she saw it, is the video where they took her doing her fucking floor routine and they put her on the fucking one sloped roof at Waco.
Oh, I don't think I saw that one. You need to, if you have that.
I put it in the chat, and you were the one who's like, "Oh no!"
Oh wait, yeah, that's the one I said just no to.
Yeah.
Let me just turn it down so let me go back to the beginning.
Bad.
And go.
Strong intro for Logistics.
Okay, I mean, if they want to introduce this as the next level of rhythmic gymnastics,
that's what it seemed like. Like they were going for some odd reason.
It just gasses you up.
This is a great conversation, David.
Because like
But
we've been
she-
seeing that more in gymnastics.
She had that hang there. That was just amazing.
Oh yeah, that was impressive for a hang with that fucking bend.
Exactly.
Logistics. Really in the zone. Listening to the music.
Wow, straight up air flare down to Munch Mill.
All the moves that the one person was trying to do and couldn't pull off.
Exactly. I was just like, what the hell, man? What was that?
It's like somebody watched too much. What is it? Not set it up. You got served.
That's
And he decided-
exactly. That was exactly my point. Was
And this is
She owns the place. Look at Sunny. Taking it in, playing to the crowd.
Can y'all see it?
And the other girl is doing the actual dance.
That was supposedly supposed to be like
Here we go.
inspired by
Oh.
kangaroos or something.
Is that her versus the Australian
Yep.
girl? Oh, see, there it is. I think we can see it.
Here we go. It's
Wait a
logistics.
minute. Hold on, let me turn it down some.
Oh God.
oh,
So they're doing the breakdancing version of a.
Is this really an Olympic sport?
more than some other things that they're calling Olympic sports.
A lot of things that have been called Olympic sports really shouldn't be.
Olympic sports.
And if we want a kind of palate cleanser, I got one.
Shouldn't be
Give me
called
a
Olympic
second.
sports either.
I just wanted to point out that there were some people there who actually knew how to break dance.
Oh yes, that's
And
kind of like look at
that-
how the Turkish guy who took silver for shooting by not using any of the special equipment took
Yeah.
the world by storm. And the freaking Matrix one of that was hysterical of those two.
Yes.
I have that one somewhere.
Terry says,
Well-
let's be real. She finally put her degree in lesbian dance theory into practice. She deserves credit for that.
Oh yeah.
She might be the only
yeah.
person in history who ever got any sort of practical use out of a degree in lesbian dance theory.
The only
All right.
issue I have with the whole situation is her trying to be like, oh, you shouldn't throw any hate my way and whatnot. It's like, no, bitch, you put yourself out on the world stage. You are not above criticism. Stop trying to deflect. If you want to stop this shit from happening, just shut the fuck up. But here we go.
If you
quick,
wanted-
though, brother, that was not interpretive breakdancing. That was a woman trying to get famous off of her epilepsy.
Damn.
Epileptics got
No,
removed from that.
even epilepsy is more coordinated than that.
Yeah, that's what I just said. But here we go.
Stuff that's pretty normal for humans to do, but it's actually really impressive if you think about it. Number one, throwing stuff. Holy hell, are we good at throwing stuff? It's crazy. Just think about it for a second. If you had to design a robot that could throw something as well as like a 10-year-old can throw a baseball, you'd probably work at NASA because you're so gosh darn smart. The amount of physics-based math that your brain has to do in milliseconds just so Tom Brady can throw a 50-yard touchdown it's incredible. It's insane. Even if you're cornered by a predator like a bobcat or some shit, you always have the opportunity to pick up a rock and just throw it at center mass and hurt it a little bit at least. I think that's impressive. Number two, the placebo effect. What the hell is even that? Oh, so you're telling me if my brain thinks my body's going to get better, it just will? It will just fix itself? I'm not a religious man. But that's Jesus. You give someone a sugar pill and you say this will cure seasickness and it just does? It just will because your brain is both too stupid and too smart? Number three, drawing shit. That's just incredible in itself. Zero evolutionary reason for people to be that good at that. To look at a cow and then paint that cow on a piece of paper. Why are we good at that? And number four, standing up. Now that I'm thinking about it, just auto balancing. That's crazy. Let's do a little experiment. Stand up, close your eyes, and feel every micro muscle movement your legs are making in order to keep you upright. And try not to panic about that. Fun fact: one time I did that little thought experiment after one too many Scooby snacks, and I cried a little bit and was afraid to stand up for a couple hours. And I didn't really have a real reason to tell you that right now, besides the fact that I would never have a chance to otherwise. So
As somebody who has had to learn to stand and walk again, I can tell you, you do not think about how much your body does automatically for that until you have to try and think about it, manage the whole thing consciously. It is just unbelievable.
Okay. What I was, since we did the code talker thing. Oh, did you hear how the British are going to start arresting Americans?
No, they're not. It's an empty threat because the if I remember correctly, go ahead, Jack.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was just rambling and you wanted to have something. Go for it.
Well, no, it's the thing is that a piece of me is like, yeah, go ahead and try, and then another piece of me is like, but just look at what our government's been doing lately.
They'd probably give in.
They would. I mean, I don't think they will. But couldn't you kind of see that happening where our government's like, yes,
I could see the current administration like, hey, we'll help you do it.
We're going to cross national lines in order to solve this international crisis and then put Americans in jail in a foreign nation. That just sounds like something that our fucked up nation would do right now.
The problem the problem that they would have with that is I'm well within my constitutional legal rights to shoot them for trying. And if you're below like a certain level of British military, I got more firepower.
Dude, the Constitution's dead, man. It's just dead. The Second Amendment is effing dead. If there was any proof that the Constitution was dead, there is actual written language that if the government should become tyrannical, it is the responsibility of the people to take it over. That has long since passed. Long since passed.
Well, half of it is because we've grown up under we're coming out of a golden age. Literally, that's what we're doing. We're coming out of a golden age. We're
coming out of
strong men creating good times.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and the thing is that we saw what happened on January 6th, and we saw innocent Americans who didn't do anything wrong, or at the very worst, whose worst crime was trespassing, go get held in an illegal in perpetuity in spite of what the Constitution prescribes in regards to a speedy trial. Our trial system, I mean, forget January 6th. Our trial system today can be used by the government to hold people in a jail forever, and they never get a trial because they can just hold them there.
One of the bigger things, though, Jack, is when it comes to this that a lot of people are looking at is on the world stage, it's going to look a lot worse. Considering the fact for extradition treaties to work properly, from everything that I'm aware of, that law has to be, it's like what they're trying to say you would be extradited for has to be illegal in both countries. And while the UN and NATO would love to seize control, it's going to look a lot fucking worse when other countries are like, that's not illegal over there. You can't fucking do that.
Even if they could, even if it was illegal over there, again, I'm sitting in my room in America. It's legal here. Fuck you. I know you just said that, but still, I want to translate.
All I can say is that there's nothing's off the table anymore. The Constitution, as far as I can tell, is pretty much dead in America, and the government can just ignore it, and there's no consequence because there was no real consequence that was prescribed within the Constitution to when the government actually breaks the Constitution. And as a result, they can do anything and potentially get away with it. And we can say, ha ha, until the boot steps on us.
The remedies for that were written into the Declaration of Independence.
And we haven't followed them. Because they've already broken the Constitution in 100,000 different pieces. And we have done nothing. We have done literally nothing in regards to establishing a new government.
Again, it requires knowledge of that. Even then, there's still a hope that it can be saved somehow.
Yeah, one of the things that you're always going to be up against is the people that have the knowledge and the know-how to do exactly that are patient beyond their years. They are experienced. They are loath to do it, to actually act if the goal can be reached another way. And I don't think as many of them are as black-pilled as Jack is.
We're a banana republic, for Christ's sake. The time has passed. It's over.
Mankind are more disposed to suffer while the evils are sufferable than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed.
Yes, exactly. And you're going to... You can say what you want about if we've crossed the point where the action should be taken, the people that will be taking the action will suffer longer for the hope of, is there a way to avoid this action?
Do you guys know about the rat hope experiment?
It's not going to be pretty.
The what?
The rat hope experiment. So essentially, the scientist took a bunch of rats and he filled a tank with water. He just let them. He put them in a tank and he filled it with water. And the rats, some of them swam as far as they could, and some of them, after a while, I think he left them there for about 24 hours, and some of them just died. They just gave up and drowned. And after that event, after 24 hours, he takes them out of the water, he dries them out, he gives them food, and he gives them like 3 days off. And then he does it again. Those same rats swam for about 30 days, I think. I'm not sure, but something to that effect.
It was significantly longer.
Yes,
and
because they had hope. They had hope that the next event, if they kept pushing, they would get to the point of that saving moment would come. And that was what people think was going to happen with the pandemic. They're gonna put us here for this amount of time, and then they're gonna cut everything back, and then the next time they try this shit, we'll be more accepting of it because eventually they'll set us free. That's what the rat hope experiment was. And it was done with rats because they are kind of like they are sort of kind of like us in a sense with community,
psychologically close enough.
Yeah, they're psychologically close enough. Thank you.
Which is kind of sad to say, but it's.
And it's also it also reminded of the Malthusian experiment. If you give enough abundance, eventually we started killing each other. We just had too fucking much. It's wild. I need a fucking palate cleanser. Hold on. I don't know about y'all, but I'm about to find me one. Twitter, something that makes me happy on Twitter. Bookmarks.
Oh no, it's really sad and scary as I'm under 400 left on my memes.
Okay.
I don't know about soy beef patties at McDonald's, Jen, but I do know that Taco Bell uses real beef.
This one amuses me to no end. Let me put it in. Go to. Hold on. This one is fucking hilarious.
That dog is brilliant.
Yeah, isn't he though?
All right. Can y'all see it?
No.
Where the fuck is my dick, Sandra?
My wife Linda and I have been married for 12 years. Right after the first child was born, she told us that she'd always been a woman, a trans woman.
The fuck did you do with my dick?
I supported her transition fully. We went into massive amounts of debt for her breast augmentation, hormones, new wardrobe. Finally, Linda had her gender-affirming bottom surgery.
What did they do with my dick?
And then a few years ago, my wife Linda was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease.
What the fuck are these? What the fuck are these, Sandra?
It's made her forget who she really is.
I'm a fucking man, Sandra!
It's
like this every morning. I'm a fucking man! Linda, sweetheart, you're a woman. Her name isn't Linda, it's fucking Liam. She's been dead naming herself a lot lately. I'm a man! You know, everyone always says protect trans kids. But what about protect trans people in their old age, too? I did have a dick! At least 5.5 inches long! This is just Sandra! Where the
Wow.
Trying to decide if that's genius or terrible, but it's something.
It's something.
Actually, Jen, a eunuch is a person who's had their balls removed, not their penis.
Of all the things I've ever witnessed,
That's
is
one of
among them.
That was a thing.
Well, I mean, the African slave trade to the east, to the Muslim countries, would just do a full castration.
Yes.
Yeah.
And let who dies die.
I'm just saying that Jen said, now you're a eunuch, William. But that was Liam. And
all right. You know what? I want to do some Dear Abby because I can't do Dear Prudence.
hey, Abby was
I
awesome.
Go ahead, James.
I just want to contest what Jack said. That video was the most beautiful thing that he's seen in a while or experienced. I've seen 2 lipstick lesbians make out on my couch, so I hate to say this. I win.
Okay, victory, James Colley.
James, putting your computer monitor on your couch and then playing porn doesn't count.
No, I mean, that actually happened.
Sure did, buddy. Sure did.
All right, I'm putting it in chat, Dear Abby. So it's Dear Abby. My father figures my father figure boyfriend's addiction is a deal breaker. Dear Abby, I've been with my living boyfriend Kyle for 4 years. He has many great qualities. The most important of them being
I'm
he's
thinking
fully
98 Pontiac, or it's like 98 Pontiac Sunfire.
Accepts my daughter as his own. He doesn't see her as his girlfriend's kid or even a stepchild. He has no contact with her biological father or any of his family and has blossomed into as a person since Kyle is in the picture. The problem, he likes to message women online through various dating and hookup sites, share sexually explicit pictures and messages. He has never met any of them in person. I have confirmed this. He states he just likes the thrill and attention. I expressed multiple times that I consider this betrayal. I honestly thought he'd turn over a new leaf, but I just discovered his behavior is continuing. I'm heartbroken, but I worry about what splitting up would do to my daughter. When I left her biological father, she had some major behavioral and emotional issues. I can't bear the thought of putting her through that again.
So you go through and explain it to her. The reason why you left him is because he wasn't, being a good boyfriend, being a good father figure in that whole. He wasn't being a good partner. It's
all
pretty
the things
fucking simple
to say about her own dad.
Wait a minute.
Girl,
it's only
run.
Short part. She would not only lose her father's figure, but his extended family that has fully embraced her. Even though, do I tough it out until she's 18 or do I leave now? Leave now.
Girl,
you leave
run.
now because you need your kid to see. Okay. Is it better to turn around and stay with a guy who's going to treat you like that when you've explicitly said that it causes issues it's an issue for you? And you're not just talking about a guy who's just like chatting with chicks online. You're talking about a guy who is actively on dating websites. Just
sharing
because
explicit
he hasn't
material as well.
Just because he hasn't made a date yet doesn't mean he's not going to. And you're assuming that just because you're assuming that just because he said he hasn't made a date yet, that he hasn't. No.
Or that you haven't found evidence of him making a date yet, as if he's not going to actively try and hide that.
Right.
I think we read this one.
You're at the point where you're teaching your kid that it's okay to let somebody treat you like that.
Well, you're at the point that since it's your daughter, that as she gets older, that this is the type of behavior that she should find acceptable from a man.
That's exactly what I just said.
Well, personally, I think that the only time that she should turn around if they have bright eyes.
God damn it, James.
I knew that was coming.
It's in there somewhere. No, run. Tell your daughter exactly why this isn't her biological father. You don't have to worry about custody implications of telling her the truth.
Exactly. She and from what I'm getting is that she's old enough to understand now.
Yeah.
Like she was pretty young.
If this was her biological father, there would be custody implications of telling her the truth. So you have to
be careful.
Be very careful in your presentation of, what you say and how you say. This isn't her biological father. You could say, you could flat out lie about it.
Yeah.
I don't advise it. I was one of my rules with the kids is like, I am never going to knowingly lie to the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And that. But I mean, he's got no rights. You have no obligation to him. She has no obligation or direct tie to him. And you don't have to worry about the courts coming back on you saying, well, you couldn't tell, you can't tell her this because of the impact on her affection for this person. No, there isn't the connection there. You don't have to worry about it. Run. Tell her the truth and run.
And if she is close to the family and the family does actually care about her, they're not you divorce, leave whatever the person that you're coupled with. You don't divorce families.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to try for some,
than my ex-husband does. Or I get along with my ex's family, I should say, than my ex.
Yeah, if you want to try something that see if there's a way out, way without taking that step. I don't advise it because you've already ended up with a situation where he's crossing the lines. But I mean, get the family involved. If they're that great and they care that much, they will side with you. And they'll be like coming to him. It's like, dude, what's the deal?
Doing? Yeah. All right.
There's no one that has that fucking whistle in their voice being like, what the fuck are you doing, boy?
Thoughts, Gunski?
Are you here, Jack?
I think we lost Gunski.
I think he doesn't care.
Sorry, I was looking up the movie that Jen was talking about in chat that was about dogs made by the creators of Watership Down.
There's no rule that says a dog can't do it.
One of these decades, I'm gonna watch that movie.
What, Watership Down?
No, Air Bud.
Oh. book
I
is
mean,
fucking fascinating.
it's been referenced by Frosted Glass constantly over the past couple of years. It's
What, Watership Down?
Airbud.
no Airbud.
Oh.
Airbud was made by the people who made Watership Down?
No.
I'm so confused.
The land of confusion.
No, he made a reference about the Watership Down and a dog, and all I could think of is the reference that usually comes up on the corner to where Jack or Frost says there's no rules that says a dog can't do it.
Okay.
Jen, no, I found it. It was called Plague Dogs, the movie you were talking about.
Now I gotta look that shit up. All right.
I was
next one.
curious. It was, and honestly, it looks like a freaking depressing ass movie.
Have you ever watched Watership Down?
Well, the comments are saying that it make. One comment said it makes Watership Down look like the Rescuers Down Under. The Rescuers Down Under.
Oh my gosh! Then it must be pretty bad because Watership Down is a rough movie.
Yeah.
Watership Down is it is not designed for children. It is in the guise of a children's cartoon book and story. It is not for children.
I wish that more people made cartoon movies that weren't for children, because they turn out some pretty weird and interesting stuff, like Ralph Bakshi, that kind of thing.
Shit, Spell a Day.
I'll say how animation was originally treated to where it wasn't treated as something that was supposed to be for kids. It was just a different form of movies.
My favorite
and then somewhere,
movie?
sorry to cut you off, Angel, but then somewhere along the line, all of a sudden, animation came for the kiddos because of just seeing like cartoons predominantly geared towards children.
Yeah, it's stupid.
You see the two characters in the back. You see where Tira.
Let Angela talk. I already cut her off. Don't be a dick like I was.
God damn it! What the hell? Go ahead, Angela.
My favorite movie is actually The Secret of Nim. Even now. And it's actually a really serious movie if you watch it and pay attention to it.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So do you see the two cards in the back? They're from Wizards.
Yeah.
Wizards is not a kid's cartoon.
Oh yeah, that's a Ralph Bakshi movie.
Yep, Bakshi does not do shit. Feladay, Fritz the Cat, Coonskin, Wizards.
Lord of the Rings.
His version of Lord of the Rings, yes. The three in front, James, Terry, and Rodden. Yes.
Yeah.
They are definitely not kids' stories.
Not at all.
But
they are great movies.
They are.
What?
All right. So the next one is parents of a teen angered when neighbor calls 911. My next door neighbors, whom I have been close with, have 3 adult children. My friends admit it's always been important for them to be their children's friend, and to be the popular parent, enforcing no discipline / guidance ever.
Terrible policy.
You're doing it wrong.
Yep.
You're a terrible person.
In their children's lives, still to this day. The 19-year-old daughter had drug and alcohol problems and recently lost control at a friend's house while under the influence. Her parents
Say hello to part of why.
Yeah. Her parents were called to pick her up. They called me, on their way home and asked if I could help get her under control. When they arrived, the daughter was screaming and violently beating up her mother in the back seat. She kicked out the side window of the car and was urinating everywhere. She was suicidal. We got her out of the car, and she continued to be combative, screaming repeatedly that she wanted to die. I told them I'm going to call 911, and when they turned on me and telling me absolutely not. They just wanted to help to get her inside and tie her to the furniture and let her sleep it off. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. They dragged her by they dragged her by her arms to on the ground into the house, where she's screaming and fighting. Where the screaming and fighting escalated. I called the police. She was transported to the hospital on a 5150 72-hour hold. Now they're mad at me. I feel like I did the right thing, especially since they chose to involve me in given what the alternative could have been. Was I wrong? Or do I need to reevaluate? You need to reevaluate the friendship.
Friendship, my ass. You need to distance yourself from these people. They are actively dangerous.
Do you have a privacy fence between your homes? No? Build one.
Get one.
You want to tie your daughter down, that's your business. The second you involve me, I'm doing things my way. Fuck off.
Yes, you called me for help, and I decided that the best option was to call the cops.
I decided to actually help, motherfucker.
Yeah. You call for help. If I'm willing to help you, I'm going to help. But guess what? It's not necessarily going to be what you think is helpful.
Yep. Like, I'm listening. This story is like, all right. So my mother, God rest her soul, told me, "I will never be your friend. I will always be your motherfucking mother. You will never talk to me like you talk to your equal. You will, when you address me, will address me with respect. Like we can joke, we can play, but I'm still your fucking mother."
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't you ever forget it.
Stitches get stitches. Never call 911. Okay, brother. I'll remember that.
My mother always told me, "I brought you in this world and I'll take you out."
My mother used that threat quite often.
She's 66 years old. She still tells me that.
No, I love. I'm not. We don't believe in discipline. We're just gonna tie you down.
Yeah. How's
Spare
that
the rod, spoil the child.
Oh, you know it's friendly to teach your friends about BDSM.
I don't think so.
I don't hear about them giving her a safe word.
She did have a safe word. Stop! It hurts.
Sink or swim.
Sink or swim? I don't think so.
But again, this you spare the rod, you spoil the child.
Well, it's one of those things. The bigger issue that they had is the fact that they were trying to be their friend way too early. I'm going to disagree with a lot of people. You can be friends with your parents. It's typically not until you're in your late 20s into early 30s.
When you've moved out of your parents' house and you live on your own.
It's like the whole thing is when they're young, you have to follow the old cardinal rule of you prepare your child for the road. You don't try to prepare the road for your child.
Yeah. And that's after everybody's grown, you got the possibility of being friends.
Yep.
Until everybody's grown, oh no, you are the parent, not the buddy.
Yep.
I think that we should bring back. I think we should bring back public beatings.
I mean, also have the whole old thing like a lot of people had to where for like 90%, I'd actually put it close to like 98% of the situations, my parents were nonviolent.
Mm-hmm.
I was always worried they would forget somehow that they were nonviolent.
What?
Well,
I never claimed to be the brightest person.
Yeah, no, just like remember, just use it when necessary. If you gotta, slap them around a little bit, you gotta do it. You can't have them doing fucking this.
Rotten, it's kind of like, yeah, my parents are non-violent. I don't want to be the reason they change.
Shit, I didn't even have that. My mom was violent. She told you to do something, you didn't do it. You got hit. She didn't give a fuck where you were at.
Tier, was your mother the same type of one that if you asked her for help with your schoolwork, she would just repeat the question louder?
No, she would help. But
Yeah.
she would legitimately help. But, you know,
I
again,
just had to make that joke.
but, you know, she told me if she ever catch me on a corner and I wasn't waiting for a bus, there was going to be problems. She ain't never catch me on the corner. I wasn't waiting for no fucking bus. Like,
Yeah, that's why he orders all his gals home delivery, not to pick them up on the streets.
Yep.
Oh boy.
But should,
Man, you're being
in all
exponentially nicer. I was gonna say he had to talk to his pimp and be like, "Hey, man, I can't be out on the corner. My mom's gonna beat my ass, and I'm more afraid of her than I am of you. So I'm gonna have to be.
It's a school night. I gotta get home by.
I'm gonna have to be, you know, order it.
It's a school night. I can't be out drinking. But in all seriousness, you made those three little monsters by not enforcing boundaries and rules. Now your actions are coming back to bite you in the ass.
Yeah, you didn't just make the monsters by spreading your legs. You made them into monsters.
Yes. Like you can at some point you can be their friend, but when they're children and they need boundaries and rules.
They need a fucking parent.
Yes. And as much as I hated at the time the beatings that I got for the shit I did wrong, looking back on where I am versus where I could be, I'm fucking grateful for every one of those ass weapons.
I also have to ask this because I think this is probably something your mother did. Maybe, I don't know, because not every parent does it. Basically, after you got your whooping or whatever it was, they explained to you why what you did was wrong.
Yeah, and then she said it hurt me more than it hurt you. Mm.
Oh,
Yeah,
I hated that.
I never really got that one, but I did at least get the explanation of why what I did was wrong, which, you know, is a lot better thing. I mean, granted, it's specific age range. Yeah, I was a little shit as well, and I didn't end up in prison though.
My mom was so good with the guilt. Oh.
My mom said, like, if I'm not hard on you, the streets are gonna be harder. So I'd rather do this shit now than have a bullet in the back of your head.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
She knew the Clintons?
Yeah, she knew the Clintons. She was close enough to know them.
Yeah,
wow.
You're gonna have to fuck with them.
Hey, Angela, are you trying to tell me that a Jewish woman gave you a guilt trip?
Hey, there's a reason that I can throw a guilt trip with the best of them.
Thank God I'm immune to them.
Tyr, you have apologized to me for even for things where I wasn't even trying to make you feel guilty for.
Don't confuse guilt with a sorry personality.
Angela, have you made him apologize for being black yet?
Nope, and she never will.
I never would.
And
I don't know if you've mastered your craft.
Look, I'm gonna show my face once again to prove that I'm not a black man. It's okay. I want everybody to look at this.
At least we can say this, what we know for Tyr. Because he doesn't have a driver's license, so he doesn't have a car, he at least can't be arrested for driving while black.
That's true. And I'm not black. Look at me. I'm showing y'all my face right now.
That is not. Stop it, dear.
Since when were you Talcum X?
Look, look. I'm sorry that I've been lying to you guys.
Okay, he gave me this in confidence, and I'm not supposed to show it. But here's Tyr.
Martin, why'd you show my face? Oh, don't look. Don't look. Don't look at me. I'm hideous.
That guy looks like a lighter-haired Bronson Pinchot.
Oh, what?
The guy in that picture looks like a lighter-haired Bronson Pinchot. Circa Bronson Pinchot from
Don't be
Perfect
ridiculous.
Strangers. Yeah. Perfect
A Balky?
Strangers and yeah.
Okay.
The
didn't know
weaponsmith in Beverly Hills Cop.
I didn't know his name, his actual name. I just know him as Balky. Nothing Balky.
Yeah, the actor's name is Bronson Pinchot, and I actually think he's really cute. That guy is like his ugly cousin. But
his hideous doppelganger.
But he kind of looks like Bronson Pinchot.
That guy looks like the type of guy that'd been like, I'm a nice guy. I don't know why women don't like me. I deserve sex.
Yeah, he looks like the type of guy that would.
Your Bronson Pinchot's ugly.
I'm making fun. I'm making
brother.
Angela. I'm making fun
That's
of the
okay.
guys who are claimed to be nice guys.
I know.
I'm the
looks like
ugly
the cousin.
cousin's ugly cousin. So
he looks like the guy that has a few let's say
doubt
call them skeletons in his basement.
He's the guy that doesn't forget to rip them all before going out.
it looks like a guy who's got a few photos on his hard drive. That's what he looks like.
Oh no, we went there.
Don't worry, the drink's supposed to taste a little funny.
Why do I feel? Excuse me, sir. Why do I feel lightheaded? It's okay. It's supposed to. You can lie down. Go ahead, lie down on my couch.
I don't think so. I will turn around and pass out stood up against the. Like, I will use your coat rack to sleep standing up.
It's okay.
I will make sure I'm leaning against the way the door is supposed to open.
Coat racks don't vibrate.
Frosted would know because that was on one of the that was a Medium author. I think that's one of Frosted's alts.
Tier.
Yes, sir.
In our Discord chat, I posted a couple of things. Feel like talking about those?
Sure. Well, let me go to Discord. Can you do me a favor and highlight them?
I cannot. I'm using my phone.
You go ahead.
I'm actually afraid to look at the Discord chat right now.
I'm going up. Go ahead and start off, and maybe I'll see if I can find them.
If you start at the end,
James posted stuff to it.
Wait a minute, hold on. I couldn't hear James. What'd you say, James?
So we can start backwards and work our way up.
Okay, that worked.
And you don't even have to play the whole first part of the clip. Just up until where the chick's making the phone call and crying.
I only see one, James.
Oh, it's way up there.
I see it now. All right. I might have to mute it so I don't get
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Ron's the one that shared Jack's weapons reviews, so I mean,
copy and move over to YouTube, the tubes.
Oh, I see one more.
Okay. Right here, let me find the.
actually, funny thing here with Jack being here, I'm surprised you didn't pull out that one sound bite.
Which one?
It's okay,
idiots.
I love sound bites. I don't find them jarring at all.
What?
Yeah, right there.
Charming negress.
He doesn't know what you're
Charming
talking
negress.
about.
The charming.
Sorry.
The very last one I sent you.
Okay. I didn't play that. I didn't put that one.
Totally
in
surprised you didn't. I'm not saying you have to. I'm just Dax here. I'm surprised you didn't throw that in for the furry.
Oh no.
Let me download that one.
This is not gonna be good.
It's never gonna be good, Angela, but it's gonna be fucking hilarious.
You at least heard this one before, Angela. So. Somebody had to channel their inner Gunski.
You know, nothing says comedic timing quite like preceding the clip with a 5-minute wait.
I know, right?
If you want to, you can leave your friends behind.
Hey, he's black. He's always going to be late.
Yif, and if they don't yif, then they're no friends of mine.
Hey. Huh.
All right.
Sounds like someone wrote that one before.
Okay. All right. Hold on, James. I'm about to play it.
His chick is dancing on some other dude.
Yeah, in fact,
Oh, good.
that's bad. Is that bad?
All right. So it's the morning after, and she was dancing on some other dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's differences of men and women that do that.
But go ahead, James.
See, that one just kind of bothers me because it's right up there with, oh, he's just a friend, or they're just a friend, or I'm going out with friends.
And yeah.
And then the next day, you're expected to go, okay. And
Why are
as
you
a
wearing
guy,
his shirt?
or, well, nothing happened, and if nothing happened, who's the friend?
I mean, if I'm gonna deal with just something or other, I'd rather deal with simple plans. I'm just a kid.
God damn it! I don't want to download it. Hey, Rodden, I found what you did, but I have to download it as a file to show everybody. So
Oh, the ATF one, yeah.
Wait a minute. Motherfucking goddamn it, pus buckets.
Okay. And ew.
All right, hold on. This one.
No.
I apologize for nothing on that one.
No apologies needed.
All of the apologies required.
Never.
Never.
I didn't say from you. I said that bitch needs to apologize.
Oh, okay.
She offended my eyes, is what she did.
She offended good sense and taste.
I think she's more coordinated than I am.
Ouch. I
Look,
can't
I
say
can't do all
anything
the
different. It's not like I can.
It's like I can't say do all the flips and stuff and whatnot, but I can at least do more of the foot shit than she can.
Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't dance for shit, but I can dance better than this bitch.
Dance.
Surprisingly, not all black men can dance.
Yep, not all black men can dance.
She took my total and utter ambivalence and turned it into disappointment. That's impressive.
Well, I'm gonna openly admit this. When I first saw her, because I kind of have to agree with Monkey the fact that she shouldn't have worn the hat, but I expected nothing and was still disappointed.
I had low expectations, and I still was disappointed in you.
I had low expectations, and you fell short.
The thing that angers me is that this woman teaches.
Really?
Which means that there are other people that are learning that is breakdancing.
Yes, Frosty. He is speaking through a drive-through microphone.
Yeah, he's using a government phone. I'm surprised we haven't heard the government ringtone, which is not ringtone, but waiting music basically for when you're on hold. But a lot of times that's actually a banger.
Maybe
Oh no, if you had never heard like the
Why
waiting
are you
music for the
singing "Girl
military.
from Ipanema"?
Government waiting music.
It's music.
Yeah, it's government. That's what you never heard that play when they had you on hold.
I happen to like the Girl from Ipanema.
There's a steakhouse in Washington D.C. called the Grill from Ipanema. Pretty good food. Like every time I'm in
Brazilian
DC,
food.
it is. Every time I'm in DC, me and my friends go there and we have dinner or lunch or something, a meal.
Nice.
I have a question. Why would you willingly go to DC?
A convention that I go to is in DC.
Convention of what?
Otakon. I'm a geek. I'm a weeb. Shut up. I didn't go this year because I couldn't get a hotel.
Otakon?
Yes.
What the hell is that?
It's an anime convention.
It's a weeb convention.
Oh, okay.
If it's Otakon, then it must feature One Piece.
I should have anticipated you were a weeb, but I honestly didn't know. I mean, I'm a huge weeb myself.
Yes, I'm a proud weeb, and
All right, I found it.
Yes, Stream Uncle. Those who can't do teach.
All right.
So we'll probably get a copyright claim for this. Apparently, it's through Cisco.
Yeah, this is the shit
I heard
old music.
all the goddamn times. If we could blow forward, oh, shit.
Opus number 1.
Yep.
I actually had the album that this was taken from.
That's actually from a movie.
All right, Jen. Maybe the breakdance lady is eucalyptus that vegan who thinks she's a kangaroo. Respect her pronouns, bigot. Don't ask questions.
Koalas.
I don't ask questions. I started out judging harshly on that one, and it only went downhill from there.
Maybe
I judge everybody.
Let's give her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe she's teaching a class on how to get humiliated in front of the entire world.
I don't know if y'all saw this
Mischief Managed.
This was the old. This is the old mom-dad combo. So apparently she let the dog out. She's on the phone, and the dog gets attacked by a wild animal. I think it's a smaller bear. So she runs out. Obviously, there's the dog.
Yeah, it's a little bear.
Yep, comes that. She runs further. Gets the dad in there. Dog comes around. Fucking dad, dude. Fucking old school mom-dad combo.
Well, I mean, that size black bear, yeah, you're gonna intimidate it. You scare it off.
Oh yeah, and that whole thing. But still, like I said though, like that is the quintessential old school mom-dad combo. The old mom and dad 1-2.
What does talk about? Well, not much to do. Man. I'll do another Dear Abby story.
Okay.
I'm still pissed that Dear Prudence all went fucking paywall. Which pisses me off. Yeah.
I don't know. I like Dear Abby.
All right. I'll put it in chat.
The way you went about that, James, almost sounded like a Rodney Carrington song.
It's actually a Beatles song.
Well, it sounded like the Rodney Carrington song of Dear Penis. You know,
They're penis.
They're penis.
Oh no!
I don't think
I
I
like you anymore. Oh yeah,
It just be you,
since
me,
we
and
talked
Pepper
about
Cat.
the last week, this is my completed G26 the slide I was waiting on.
Sweet.
That I only put one spring in the wrong spot when trying to put it together, and was able to fix it relatively quickly.
Nice.
Once I realized that I fucked up.
Jen says Abby was great when you could tell she couldn't hold her sarcasm back, and Dear Prudence is a good song.
Abby was great when she was alive.
I think it's a new Abby. Some new chick.
Abby and her sister Anne, who also did an advice column, both died.
Job requirements: literally be named Abby.
Yes.
Or have the name Abby.
Here, Abby and Ann Landers. They were sisters. I believe they were twins, actually. And they both ended up doing advice columns.
Sweet. All right. My wife chooses to travel alone instead of with family. 15 years in our marriage, I'm struggling to honor my wife's desire for space and independence. I can be a hopeless romantic, and my attempts to communicate my desire for trustworthy and healthy boundaries have actually made it worse. We had a romantic origin story in a foreign country, and we haven't had a vacation together with the kids in 10 years. She enjoys going on solo vacations so she can be free to have adventures where she can get attention from other men. Oh, Lord.
You need to end it.
Yeah, dude, run. It's like they started out and then I'm like, okay.
Started out the whole thing like, okay, I can kind of understand, you need a little
other
distance, as soon as it said other men, nope, dude, fucking run.
No, I knew it was going to other men before he said it. So I was like, it's like getting to like, I need space. And I can't remember if it was Bill Engvall or Jeff Fox, where they're like, that's half a sentence. The other half is without you in it.
And I was going to say to quote Iron Maiden in a song, run for the hills, run for your life.
I trust her, love her deeply.
Do you though?
But returning to the exact location where we met romantically so she can be the object of other men's desire is hurtful. When I communicated this, she says I'm being needy. I disagree. How can I let my wife be free and independent when the ways in which she does is hurtful to me? When I
let me guess, she's also
openly,
said she wants to have an open relationship or wants to try out polyamory because she thinks the spark died.
Look, I would first off,
cut and run.
I would get the kid. I would test the kids and see if they're mine.
Yeah,
because
at least one thing
Step
that I
one,
would do.
Test the kids to make sure they're yours. Step 2, if they're not, get a divorce and don't take child support.
Yeah. I expressed this openly and honestly. Can I finish? Damn it! It's only a few more. It's just a little paragraph left.
Why?
Who do you think you are, Angela?
Why should we let you finish? You think you respect what you do like Angela?
I am not going to treat Angela worse than I treat you.
Man, y'all are terrible friends. I made myself openly and honestly. I made it to feel as if it's a me problem to resolve myself. There are subtle and sometimes overt comments that make me feel like our connection is slipping away, and I refuse to let that happen. We are in counseling, but she is against it. Yeah, leave her.
I hate to break this to you, but you have no connection. The connection is purely in your mind.
Yeah, as the comedian said, she's already picked the pony from the herd, and if she isn't riding him yet, she's got the saddle.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Wow. So, dude, say, get your kids tested.
Yeah.
Make sure they're yours. If they're not, you leave the bitch. Well, leave the bitch anyway, but make sure they're yours.
with other men.
Yep.
And
You're
ladies,
her safe.
well, hold on.
You can
And
either
then,
stop
like,
being
we
a
had,
cuck.
Go ahead, Rotten, didn't James?
I was gonna say, because like we had with the one guy earlier, or the one woman earlier, which was like, he was being a piece of shit. Leave him. Like, ladies, if you have a guy that's doing shit like this, leave him. If you did not go into the relationship with this expressly agreed upon betwixt the two of you, leave the fucker.
Yeah. Like, you are essentially her emotional blanket. You are to pay the bills, feed the kids, and when she wants to feel attention, she goes out and have these vacations without you.
But are we done with this one?
Yes.
Well,
we need to
personally,
change to this. So I gotta bring that one down.
They met in a foreign country. The connection seemed to be nothing but a green card. Wow.
Sounds like they're both from the same country. They just happen to meet there.
personally, stop being a cuck, get the divorce, otherwise learn to enjoy the taste of other men's semen.
Oh, dude, from the sounds of it, he's not even getting ass at all.
Yeah. Again, she's in counseling. Like, they're in counseling, but she's against it. Okay, time to let it go.
Frost,
but
say
she's
as soon
like,
as I can fuck your sister.
He wants counseling. He wants this to be fixed. He wants it to survive and last. She does not.
She's already checked out.
You can never save a relationship that one of the two wants out of.
Sure
you about to say something, Angela?
I can't even remember at this point.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it.
Tier,
yes.
Just apologize for being black and get it over with.
Angela, I apologize
Do
for
not
nothing.
apologize for being black.
I'm not. Oh God, why y'all keep saying it? I'm not black. I showed y'all my face. Let me show it again.
Please don't. In
right.
fact, I see the I see the queue on optionals.
I'm pretty sure Tyr was apologizing for James being a jackass.
Yeah, that is.
At which point, Tyr, it's not your fault. Don't apologize for it.
No, if we're going to follow this the proper way, the way I was taught in the military, you don't apologize. You admit what you did was wrong. You admit why what you did was wrong, and you talk about the corrective measures you're going to do to make sure it never happens again.
All right. In order for James not to be a jackass,
measures that can be taken to ensure that it never happens again. You don't promise that you'll take the measures.
Look, all right, this is what we're going to do to fix James' jackass problem. We're going to cut off his oxygen supply.
No, we're not.
Well, I mean, for how long? Because that's either a
man. You're being. Go ahead, Will.
So that's either a very temporary fix or it's a permanent solution, depending on how long you're pushing that.
I'm not doing it for a temporary fix.
Tyr, like you're being super cruel on that. I was just gonna say hit him with a wiffle ball bat every 30 seconds.
Ow!
It's not gonna hurt a whole lot. It's just super fucking annoying.
Not him with the bump.
If you hit him right, you get some decent wells off of that shit.
It just depends. What are you going to hit me with the wiffle ball bat?
Haven't decided yet. We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
There's certain places
I don't think
I was going to say there are some places he might like that.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to get him to agree if you leave that too vague. And there are some places that are going to be like, all right, do it.
You're not going to like the response.
I'm not going to hit him in the crotch because I'm not trying to have him, pull a Krieger and be like, stop. I can only get so erect.
What he's going to do, he's going to put the ball gag in his own mouth and go, Do it.
Wow.
You can't torture James. James like that kinky shit.
James already got his own straps, just like my safe word is anti-disestablishmentarianism. You're like, did you even say that right? I don't know.
Look, James, just imagine James in a POW situation. They got him there like, talk, damn it. I'll never talk. And they hit him again and goes, "Arr." And you think it's a grunt of pain. People think it's a grunt of pain, but he's enjoying that shit. Like, how did you man have to talk?
Otherwise, it's been
James
almost 2
is
hours
the
and 10 minutes.
Yeah, my safe word can't be pronounced unless you're say can't be pronounced drunk. Just a moment, I'm gonna down that fifth, and then we'll have some fun.
Oh gosh.
Like you're using
I
that
love
word
my
wrong.
friends.
Especially you like this.
I have some amazing friends. I don't know who the fuck you guys are, though.
Coming to punish him. It's like, torture him. And he's just like, oh, I was hoping it was the handsome guy.
Oh,
wow.
I know exactly how to torture James. Actually,
how
you get you strap him into
Wait,
the chair. You
hold
lay out
on.
all the utensils, and then you walk out of the room.
Hold on.
Oh,
I'm kind of with Frosty. James Frosty has made a request. He wants you to say, "Sorry, our ice cream machine is down."
Hey guys,
He wants me to say that?
I'm starting to tap out. I gotta get going.
All right, my friend. We were just about to close up anyway.
Okay.
Thanks for coming on.
No problem.
Jack,
Good
it
night,
was
everybody.
good to hear you.
It's
And
good
I hope
to hear you too.
I hope things go well with your new direction for is it YouTube or Twitch?
YouTube at the moment, but yeah, thank you very much.
Is
Good
it
night,
still underneath the same channel? Or a
no,
different one?
I'm not really sharing that publicly
Okay.
yet, but thank you.
Not a problem.
Okay. All right.
Okay, but bye-bye, everyone.
All right,
Bye.
take it easy, man.
He's not
Peace out.
sharing it that it's a furry. Sorry, never mind. I didn't say that.
Austin
all
was
right.
asking if you would say, "Sorry, our ice cream machine is down." I mean, if you want
Sorry,
to
Clip that one for me, Will.
Oh,
repeat it real quick because I was talking.
Okay. Sorry, our ice cream machine's down.
Would you like fries with that?
Would you like that?
Go ahead and pull around the second window. It's $12.95.
Oh wow.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. What's tonight's movie? Rodden.
Yes.
What?
Huh?
I probably am. I gotta figure out how some of these ones are and which one's which. But the movie is World Trade Center.
Oh,
Okay.
that's right.
Oh yeah, that's right. I was thinking 9/11's World Trade Centers. Same thing for me. I will be conspicuously absent on this.
I mean, we are a little less than a month early for when this one is supposed to be around the time frame of September 11th. But I'm gonna be completely honest. I do not want to do anything September 11th related anywhere near or to anywhere around that weekend of September 11th.
Yeah, I can't blame you there.
I completely understand. So we're watching World Trade Center on Rotten's channel. That is Rotncorpse's movie review, which is every other Sunday. And then next Sunday, we will be doing Talking to the Void.
Hi, yes.
And Angela, is Mr. Adam doing his...
I have not received word that we're going to be back yet.
Don't know if he's out of the woods yet.
I know
He
he's out
is.
of the woods. He's just taking a little time off from the arcade.
All right, so Andrew, you can always come chill with me and Mitch and Functional.
I'll think about it. I will be done. I should be done with my Nope. I'm not going to be able to. My insurance exam is on Wednesday, and I really need to.
We're
He
doing
actually wants to do well.
I know
on
it's on Wednesday. I'm going to be studying.
Before we get too into it, who am I having for tomorrow? I think Will said he's not going to be there.
I'll be there.
I'll be there.
James, you gonna be there?
I'll be there.
Probably not.
Okay.
Movies like that just kind of don't resonate.
I'm just curious because I'm already looking up pictures that I'm going to use for the thumbnail and how I'm going to change them around.
Okay.
Yeah.
God.
I'll think about
kind
it
of-
here, but it depends on how well my studies go.
All right. James isn't doing shit. Jack Gunski does games with Terry. They're currently playing Deponia, and he has that at 7 on Sunday nights, 7 to 9. Sorry. And whenever Frothy doesn't do one of his events, such as the movie or the corner, and he's on the corner with Frosted Glass and Diamantis and Moonshot. Well,
I really don't know how Terry manages putting up with being on that stream because it's it's not games as good as Super Seducer. So,
well, they're talking to Moonshock on that one.
Next Sunday is a art stream or a game stream?
watching paint dry.
Art stream, sweet. You can find myself Monday nights on the Means of the Zoo channel with Means and Space, me and Mitch and Functional. You can find me Thursday nights.
I will be there this Monday night because I work late on Tuesday.
Sweet. All right. Guess Rod will be joining us. You can find us. You can find me also on Never Watch Alone again with Mitch Nemo, Dr. Functional, and Angela Ariaga. This week is a triple threat. Or hopefully it'll be a triple threat. What else? You can on Rodden's movie review and his Talking Into the Void. If you look into the description of this video or any videos within the last year or so, you will find a schedule of events that we do for the entire week. It is fairly up to date. If you go into the description or the pinned comment in chat, you will find 4 GoFundMes. 3, sorry. No, 4. For the High Plains Food Bank, Angela Ariaga, the Hey Camel, and Maddy. These are great people and great causes. They could use a little love and attention. Please donate if you can. Share it out if you can as well. Angela.
Yes.
Pick 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3.
3.
3. All right. So
3 is my lucky number.
I'm trying to add a 4. So I thank you all for coming out and joining us. Next week will be our friend Travis Gardner. He will be on with us, so that's always a good thing. So look out for that.
Awesome. I wonder if we'll still be on his TV if he's live with us.
I wonder if we're on TV now. Hey, Tragic.
Travisception there.
Yes. All right. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all for coming out, and we'll see you next week.
Closing time.
Have a good night.
Bye.
I need to get you to sing a song. Closing time. You don't have to go home, but you can.
And the funny part is about that song is going back to like we talked about of them being the parents. That's why that dude made that song, was because he had a child.
That song comes up on my stream sometimes.
I know. That's why I need you to sing it. All right. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
We'll meet again. Don't know where, Don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Keep smiling through, just like you always do, till the blue skies drive the dark clouds far away.